everybody. Welcome to Resilience+Rise, the podcast where we transform adversities into triumphs, illuminate the extraordinary potential within all of us. I'm your host, Thomas Scaria, a resilience coach, an ultra marathoner, and a firm believer in your next powerful chapter. This podcast is a companion to my upcoming book, Resilience+Rise 26.2 Transformative Miles to Unleash Your Marathon of Life Mindset, coming in spring of 2025. Here we amplify stories of hope, perseverance, and success to inspire your journey. Today, I have the distinct possible, actually, I should say the distinct honor of re-inviting a very, very young couple that I've known. And few of you all must have seen or heard the podcast few more than few months back. I would love to welcome Sarv and Veena Grover. When I say young, yes, they are young. Sarv will be celebrating his 86th birthday in few days, few weeks. And Veena, we should not tell her lady's age, but she's roughly around 83. They embody vitality and a lifelong commitment to the holistic wellness. He's a retired general surgeon and a Navy commander. She's a yoga and a Taekwondo instructor who has dedicated their lives in helping others to achieve their physical, mental, and spiritual well being, proving that the age is just a number. Specifically, in this episode, why did I call back Sarv and Veena? Because they are so passionate about integrating the practices of Taekwondo and Yoga for the holistic approach. Even in their golden years, their passion in empowering others. As Veenaji says, yoga leads to spirituality. Yoga is needed to release the stress. Yoga is released to cultivate inner peace. As they navigate in the ninth decade of their life, this conversation will inspire you to develop your own resilience and pursue physical, mental, and spiritual well being at any age. So, with this, let's directly jump and welcome Sarv and Veena Grover.
Thank you very much.
So, as I was talking about, and thank you for coming back to this episode because what I was going through is that I have been having quite a bit of podcasts in the recent past after I had a talk with you. And one of the common threads which was happening was people having their own challenges, their sense of being, their sense of just having a core, their sense of having the inner peace. Even though there have been coaches, there have been people who have been well versed, but I wanted to integrate your thoughts also because it is you are a walking, talking example about how well being holistically is all about. And y'all are such a great example of what a human can do if they take care of their own self. So, with this, I put the spotlight to you guys, and please tell me what's about yoga, Ananda Yoga, that makes so much of a difference to the people.
Ananda Yoga adds bliss. Bliss means inner peace, balance, alignment. Normally, people have seen on the articles, on the magazines, where they show fancy poses of the yoga.
Mhm.
And then when you ask people to students, new people, they want to come to the class, but then they feel scared. Oh, I can't move. My arm is hurting. My leg is hurting. And then I say, no, yoga is not just all you see. Yoga is a lot of inner balance, inner peace, and it brings the alignment to function you better. But main thing is to engage breath. People hold the breath, and that shortness of breath cause them stress. So people don't realize and also all that how we can do step by step, pieces by pieces, yoga moves with which we can release the stress. But people think like a lot of people think yoga came from India centuries back, which is true. But the point is this: that time the yogis just sat down in the caves and did the meditation and all. But now we are living in the world where there is so much social media, people are running from one place to other, lives have changed. We need some present integration. That means Taekwondo and Ananda Yoga. Taekwondo releases the physical tension. Until we have physical part relaxed, we cannot sit for meditation. So Ananda Yoga help us to work on the energy channels with which we open the energy channels, and with those channels we inhale and we take upward, and then we open the energy channels and find the salvation, peace to run the family. That is where I felt comfortable, because a lot of things going on in our lives, stress, kids raising. We are in United States for the last 60 years, but just still dealing with the cultural, eh, all the different cultures is not easy job. We have 3 children. They are successful professionally. They have good families. They are very devoted to their children and taking care of them, and they take care of us. We are very blessed. But the point is that we, being the parents, grandparents, have to open like umbrella, to not to impose on them, but at the same time to be there for them if they need us. Vice versa, if we need them, they are there for us.
Oh, great. Thank you very much for that, Veena. So, when we talk about, you mentioned it boils down to breathing. Now, to a person who may be listening, for they say, hey, listen, even we breathe. So, what is a difference between the breath work that you talk about and when we are the normal, or when we are going on the day to day existence? How different are the elements when we talk about breathing?
We take a shallow breath. That's not breath. They breathe. Breathing through the nose, focusing on third eye, not when we are driving. Please, just remember that. That is, has to be very clear. When we sit down a few minutes, we practice deep breath, breathing through the nose deeper, filling the belly with breath. We suck the belly in to look good. Yoga teaches us to feel good. How can we feel good? We fill the belly with breath. We breathe through the nose. Breath goes inward, upward. Then we pause. We don't let it go. People go, that doesn't work. We have to pause for a second, and then with the exhale, that is where I teach my students that you have to be like a hummingbird. Practice the deep breath. When you have time at home, put the pillow under your back so that your belly could rise and you don't feel the arch in the back. So belly rise with the breath, and then breath goes upward. Then you pause, don't rush to let it go. Then your inner channels open up. The inner channels, they open up with breath, cause spirituality. Spirituality is not religion. Yoga doesn't deal with any religion. It is for all cultures, for everyone. Yoga doesn't deal that you have to go to this doctor, that doctor. Yoga is a simple way if we just follow the simple path. And that is why Yoga Alliance gave me MYT, Master of Yoga Teacher. I was shocked when they sent me that letter and the note and MYT. And I said, I have so many senior teachers who are above me, who have trained me. How can you choose me? They said, you are living in this world. You are raising your children. You're working full time in your husband's office. You are dealing with the society, American society. You are dealing with the Indian society, all cultures. And I go to teach international different people, different cultures, because they open up with me. They say, how do you do that? Because my husband doesn't allow. I said, my husband doesn't allow either. But it comes, what do you want? What is the priority? priority is to have peace. And I was so stressed, I couldn't afford to go to the psychiatrist, psychologist, numerologist, astrologer, nothing. Because I had to find inside how can I find peace and stay committed to my family. That's the culture I was raised. And I stayed up till today. And God is my witness that with
Great.
sincerity I did it, and He's my witness.
Actually, that comes to the next point is that you said go to the doctor. So, well, I do not do not have to go to the doctor because there's already a doctor in the house, and I will change the transaction to serve. Now, from the conversation we had last time and the photographs I've been seeing on LinkedIn, you are still playing tennis like a young man, and you have been beating younger people also in the game of tennis. So, my question over here is that when Veena was talking about the breath control or working on yoga, you come from a background of medical practice and you have been blessed with an amazing, strong life. So, how has yoga been? Because you had mentioned earlier that it is your vitality, your well being. Yoga is one of the main components. So, how yoga, and especially breathing, how does it, when you're seeing from a medical point of view, what's your take on it?
Well, Veenaji talked about Taekwondo as a baseline to get into the meditative mode. Uh, some kind of workout you have to do to relax your body and bring it in harmony from outside distractions. Well, I was recently reading book. I'll show you the hidden story of Mahabharata, written by Naya Swami Gyandev, who is a follower of the SRF Guru Yogananda ji and his disciple Swami Kriyananda of Expanding Light in Nevada City, California. The basis is we are distracted by God given five senses, the sense of sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. And those are needed for our survival and to, to exist on a day to day life. But those distractions keep our mind in a restless mode. And to bring that mind back to a calmer stage, you need to do ultimately meditation. But meditation needs, the body needs to feel in a relaxed mode. And for the relaxed mode, you need to do yoga. Well, there are various varieties of yoga, as Meenaji mentioned. And I do it on a daily basis, uh, rejuvenation yoga. It has to be a slow breathing mode of you do yoga move. Each breath leads to the next move. And breath has to be deep enough to relax your body. And in the process, the mind also feels relaxed. And
So,
there are many distractions, as I mentioned. And let me read those distractions which we are trying to overcome. These are the ahankara, which is yoga, your ego,
Ego.
negative doubt, desire, which includes material attachment, sense mind, jealousy, anger, selfishness, and emotions. So you have to convert them into positive energy. Positive energy includes discriminating faculties, dispassion, buddhi, which is discriminating intelligence, calmness, self control, niyama, and yama. So, those being said, there's this book gives an example of how this story tells of both the negative personalities, Kauravas, and the positive personalities, Pandavas. And the fight goes on between those two forces. Ultimately, we have to bring those positive forces to get out of those negative effects.
So, when you're talking about these positive and the negative forces, and it's between within us, as a doctor, would you say that having a good breath work done helps you to control the negative energy?
To some extent.
Well, it, it depends upon the situation, of course.
Hmm.
Uh, in a medical field, you have to find a balance between patient outcomes and how you feel about it. If the patients get better, you feel good, and that's ultimate aim of a physician to treating a patient is make them get better, and in the process, we feel good. So yes, the different fields of medicine and the different ways you feel good out of those various fields. What
And
exactly?
and
um,
when if a person, okay, they have got these problems. So what you mentioned was from the allopathic point of view. But if they are like you are, as I mentioned, a walking, talking example of well-being by inculcating yoga and of course being mindful about how you talk, what you eat, etc. Does that, as a doctor, would you say that that's what has helped both of you all to be young, not only in heart, but the way your entire outlook is, health is there?
well, health-wise, as I said, both the workout with the exercise, tennis workout, and yoga on a daily basis. That brings harmony in the body and in the mind. Uh,
That's
be
nice.
able to better sleep at night too, without distractions.
And that's wonderful.
I
Yeah,
can
pleasure.
add, I can add something. Our granddaughter, she's in medical school, and she saw both of us. She said, "Grandpa is a medical doctor, and you are yoga teacher." And she followed our path, even though her mom is a doctor, her father is a doctor too. But she followed the path. She's teaching yoga at the age of 23, Boston, Massachusetts. She says, I go to my patients when she was doing her work in the hospital before she went to medical school. So she said, I talk to them with love, with compassion. They felt more attracted to me. They wanted to talk because the families don't have much time to come and visit them. So that is why she said it attracted her to go into yoga so she could have peace with herself and she could present peace to her patients. When the patients are relaxed, their disease automatically becomes less,
Hmm.
whether it is surgical, whether it is medical. In school where I went to yoga school, Ananda Yoga. I did not go to yoga therapy. I learned how to do yoga, how to help people to relax, release their stress. So that's why there is another field for specialized for yoga therapy. So if any student come to me and say, "Oh, I have this problem, I have that problem," if it is physical problem, or mentally stressed, I will definitely take care of them. Otherwise, I will say, please check with your doctor before you come to my class, because I will help you with the breath. I will help you with the yoga pose, but beyond that, it's your physician's responsibility.
So, guys, before we can proceed ahead, just please know that Veena is still an instructor. She's still a teacher, and she's still winning a lot of awards in the field of yoga. And she still goes in for the taekwondo. In fact, she was just mentioning, if you all can notice the rope behind them, she was saying, "Do you want me to show that how can I climb this rope?" I said, "Please do not do it because I believe prevention is better than cure." And I can totally believe that it is possible for her because I've known Veena for a while, and once she puts her mind into something, she makes it possible. Also, guys, I will be putting out Veena's ca- links and her information about yoga and how to contact her. So please feel free to reach out to them. They are more than willing to impart their knowledge. Veena, and sir, both of you, I would ask the next particular question is that, as we mentioned, is that we are a lot of people, they may not show about they want inner peace, or they are always stressed, or they are always working against time. Just being mindful of time. What could you suggest to the people in general, both from the medical field as well as from the yogic point of view? What are the suggestions that for people to increase their holistic well-being?
In yogic point, I can express that people, if they learn to bond with the families, they give more attention to their children, grandchildren, little kids, then the morality starts, the foundation starts from the family. So when the parents, two people working these days don't have enough time, not all, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just generally suggesting what I see in my area. Each state is different, but if people pay more attention towards love, peace, and not get into the ego, they get into the ego in a wrong way, that this person is doing, has $1 million, how come I don't have it? But if they start believing this is my karam, this is my path, if I have 1,000, if I can enjoy that, that's a blessing. If others have million, they should be blessed too. Once we develop that patience and celebrate others' victories, then we can have peace. But if the competition is in a wrong way, we cannot have a we cannot have peaceful society. This is the reason I want to teach continuously, that I want to convey the message to people. Money is not everything. It's a harmony inside. Be connected with brothers, sisters, with each other. If you said something 3 years back, 4 years back, don't hold it. Let it go. People hold the anger, the grudge. He said this, she said, subconscious level, we hold that anger, which destroy everything. So we have to start. I'm not saying, I'm not criticizing anyone. All I'm saying, people should have harmony with their own thoughts. Then they are at peace. They see the goodness in others.
Wonderful. And Dr. Sarf, what about you? What's your what would you like to say? Maybe both from the medical point of view, and now that you just read the Mahabharat, retelling of the Mahabharat all over again. What are
Yes.
your thoughts? And in fact, you had put out those 7 to 8 negative emotions which people should work against. But what's your thoughts? How can people achieve more of being having inner peace and being more stress free?
Live simple.
Well, at the club, I meet my tennis colleagues and other tennis members and club members, and we talk about not only whatever medical issue occasionally they want to ask me about. I, as much I can help them, I guide them. And by my example of doing meditation and yoga, I encourage them because tennis makes them stiff and sore. And I tell them yoga helps them be body wise more flexible, less prone to injuries, and and more at peace. So hopefully they listen.
They rather go to the happy hour and have drinks than they practice yoga. So that's the difference we have in the culture where we are living. But we stick to our culture. I'm not dictating on my children what they should do. They are God's grace, they are do good. But I am telling the world, I'm not dictating my terms on them either. Please enjoy your life. Enjoy your life and don't waste it. It's okay to have one drink once in a while, but don't dwell on the drinks or drugs. They are your enemies.
Super. So, in fact, what we found was this was a wonderful session. And again, just being mindful of the time, I would want to be thankful. So, guys, what we just saw was in this short episode, there was so much of learnings. There's a lot of nuggets, as I would call it as. Okay, their belief about how to handle the stress management and how to cultivate the inner peace. And as I mentioned, yes, it's the ninth decade of their life. It's absolutely an inspiration about how they build up their resilience. And as you're pursuing, it's not just about yoga, but also be active. Like Dr. Sarv, he also pursues being a tennis player and also keeping up with the mental, that is reading books and spiritual well-being. And this is again not connected to any age, but how you keep on working towards self-discipline, mind-body connection. And I think so there was a beautiful component which was in this entire element was love and compassion, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life at any age. Thank you so very much,
Thank you.
Dr. Sir and Veena ji.
Thank you.
And I'll just stop the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Good to see you again. Hope you visit us